this next project, I'm going to be making some Halloween garland. And what I have to make this with, I did pick up these cute little wood ornaments, this kind of like the laser cut. I picked that up from the Dollar Tree a little while back. I did put that in my haul. And just to let y'all know, whenever I do a haul, I try and let you know when I'm doing it, if I'm going to be doing it for a future DIY, so that you can go ahead and get it in case by the time my DIY is aired, you will, have it. And sometimes things are just hard to find. I think they do still have these in some of the stores, but they probably are getting very scarce. If you do not have something like this in your stores, you can also print out an image on the internet, and then just cut you out a little stencil and use that with some cardstock or something like that. I may go ahead and do a scan of these and put this on an Acrobat file. That way I can share those with you for people who may want these particular images. So anyway, the one that I picked up was the jack-o'-lantern, and then also the little cat here. I really like this cat. It makes me think of the old vintage scaredy cat. You can see how the hair is standing up on its back. And I like that the face is, full face. It's not just the side. So I am going to be putting two little eyes on there. I'm going to paint these up. Again, this is something extremely simple. I'm going to thread these onto a string. And I did pick up this string from, it's a place called the Christmas Tree Shop. These stores are primarily on the East Coast. So you may not have it in, where you live. But you can get something like this probably at Michael's or Target or other places as well. And you can even use just regular twine. I just happen to like the way this string looks, so that is what I'm going to use. We're going to get started. I'm going to mix my paint. The orange that I have is a little bit bright for me, and I do want this to have more of a vintage look. And I think that the vintage oranges have more of a, somewhere it's like a reddish orange. So I am going to squirt some of this on my plate here. And you see how bright that is? I want to add a little bit of red to that to kind of darken that down some. But I don't think I'm going to need a lot. So, and this, just so you know, if you want to know what the colors are, this is pumpkin orange and this is holiday red. And I just use what I have on hand. As far as the red goes, it probably really does not matter, because you're going to be blending it anyway. And just start out with a little and then just build up. I really do like this color. So let's just do one of them, see what we get here. Might be a tad bit dark actually. I don't know, we'll see. But you can always lighten it up if you have to with some more orange or some white. I don't know, this might actually be, I think this is the perfect color of orange, y'all. Love it when I get something right. And whenever I paint, I get it all over myself. So, just to let you know, I'm going to end up with fingers full of paint here. And be careful when you're going around the mouth and the eyes, because if you get it too thick, it'll go through on the other side and then start to drip. And I'm just doing both sides. So I'm going to put a couple more coats on the front of this, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint the rest of my pumpkins, and then I'll start on my black cat. All of my little pieces are dry now, and I think that this is the layout that I'm going to want to do on my my little garland. I'm just going to face, these two cats are going to go this direction, and then the other two that direction, and then there will be a jack-o'-lantern in the center. I'm going to use the same string that I'm going to use for my garland to attach to each one of these pieces here, and then I am going to slide that string through here and hang them on it that way. Now we'll have to come up with some way of keeping them from like sliding on or moving on the string. So I'm probably going to have to end up, putting a little glue dot on there, maybe on the underneath side here where I do attach that. Now if you don't want to have your little knot on the top where you can see it, you can always just pull that around to the back and do it that way. But you know, I kind of like the little knot. It almost looks like a little bow at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the strings for each one of these, and then I'm going to put them into all of them, and then I'm going to run this through it so that you can see what that looks like, and then I'll decide how you know, I want to do it, whether or not I want to glue that down. Something that I did forget to do before I finish all of these. Now this would look fine just like it is, but I actually want to put some eyes on my cats. So I've got some of these little gemstones here. Of course, I picked these up, I think, at the Dollar Tree quite a while ago. But they sell these things all the time. And I'm just going to see what it looks like. I'm going to do one of these cats and put a couple of eyes on it and see how I like it. I may change my mind and decide I don't want to do it at all. But I'm going to go with the yellow or the gold. If I can get these to come apart here. And see how it makes my little cat look. You know, sometimes we have to try things out and determine whether or not we like them. I'm going to go ahead and finish the eyes, go ahead and finish putting this on, and then I will string it through there and show you how I complete that. I've got all my little strings on my pieces here, and I took some tape and I just put some tape around this here just to kind of keep it together until I get finished threading this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually loop this around because I want to make a little loop so that I have something to hang my garland on. And I'm just going to take it like this, and I'm just going to make me a knot. I'm just going to like loop it and then just pull that loop through here, and then just pull it as tight as I can get it. You only need a small loop just to make you a little knot here on the end. So after you get that really tight and secure, then that's going to be the piece that, you know, you're going to hook on your thing. And I am going to clip this and right here, but I'm going to wait until after I'm done to do that. So I'm going to thread it through, and I'm going to start on this end because this is the end that needs to go on first. And you want to make sure when you're putting your strings on here that you get them all the same length, because if you don't, you're going to end up with some of them hanging down further than the other ones. And I didn't measure these, I just eyeballed it, so I'm hoping that I got it close enough to where it's not going to make a difference. I got my string through here now, and now I'm just going to space them apart where I want them to lay. I don't want my pieces touching, so I think about that distance apart is good. And I am going to put a little glue dot or a dot of hot glue on here just to secure that so they don't slide around. If y'all know of any other way to do this, you know, please leave me a comment and let me know, because it could definitely be helpful to other people. But I'm going to slide this up so that the little tie part is on the top, and I'm going to put the glue on the very bottom and then just hold that like that to get it down. And secure this down onto this string here. So that one is down there. I don't think that's going to be sliding around anywhere. And then I'm going to do my little cat here. Again, I'm going to pull it tight to make sure I got it where I want it to go. Alright, so I'm going to make some bows now, and I just cut a piece about this big because I don't want the bow overly large, and I'm just going to pinch it in the center, try and gather it up just like that, and then let's see here. had it perfect a second ago. So you want to pinch it there like that, so it goes, it dips in the center. Then you got two little pumps here, and then you're just kind of roll the sides in right there. So that is your little bow here. And because this is a wired bow, you can just kind of like pull it up and see, you know, how you want it to go. I took a black pipe cleaner and I just cut it in half. And now that I've got my little bows tied on, or tied, I just put a little string around it to secure that in the middle. I am going to put this around here, and you can do this with a pipe cleaner too if you don't have a string. You just have to make sure it's really tight. And I decided to put the bows on with a pipe cleaner in case when I put them on and hang it up, I don't like it. I can always take it off. I am going to put them just over the pumpkins for right now. And then once I get it hung up, I'll see how I like it. Like I said, it's kind of hard to visualize when this is kind of like laid out on a table that I can't stretch it out and see it. So I'm just going to take my pumpkin area, or the piece that's got my pumpkin on it, and then I'm going to secure the bow on the string right next to it. I may even like put one piece through the loop just so that I make sure that it is exactly on there. And then I'm going to flip that around. And then I'm just going to twist it and tie that on. And then I'll just cut off the excess pieces so that they're not, you know, getting in my way and poking out. So that's what that looks like. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other two. I just wanted to measure to make sure that each end was about the same length when I made my little loop here. Like I said, I'm sorry, I'm not one to measure. I like to eyeball stuff, so if you're a measurer, go for it. But I just am not. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, leaving a little bit there in case I need to make some adjustments. Now I'm going to go ahead and hang this up so I can see what this looks like and, you know, get the actual real visual of it.